Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 387. Holy crap. Of the Two Player Co-op podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
13.
I know, but... Oh, no, 187. That's what I was thinking of. I was like,
that's what I was thinking, too.
Mean something? Oh, Magna. No, it's 357. I quit.
187.
387 ain't nothing.
With my in your mouth. If this is the first time you're ever seeing, hearing, or listening to us, this is the Two Player Co-op podcast, where just about every 3 weeks, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services, that's cool too. Just make sure you leave us a thumbs up, 5-star review, or whatever your service allows.
It's a bit stuffy up here.
I was going to check that when I'm done talking. I can't. Well, actually,
No.
if you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where we got a lot of different benefits for you people. But the most popular tier is the $5 producer tier, which lets you watch us record the podcast live, as we are doing right now. You also get a bonus episode every month, which we're about to record after this, which I have major regrets.
We've talked about this one for years.
Yes, and we're finally doing it, and now I know why we didn't do it for years. You get the podcast live on YouTube a day early. Also, if you missed the live stream recording, some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like the man with the bar named after him. Our patron saint, Mr. John Tingley. Also, our affiliates, Derek Bamford, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and more on YouTube. And Mom, freshly back from Iceland.
The land of the ice. Come to the land of the ice and snow and the flames and the flames and the ring roll.
Ringing roll. Also, our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, also back from Iceland, and Dustin Downs. If you like cool t-shirts and the like, go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. You, what's the song in Frozen when they're, we get the ice and we're taking out the water, whatever it was.
Oh, we get the ice and we take it out of the water. I have no idea. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the words any better than that.
That's what I thought you were singing at first. Because we were watching Frozen when Jordan and Daniel were here. It was on like almost constantly. Speaking of that, we're back, baby. It's been a few weeks. I went on tour as a groupie for my 15-year-old son. He had his School of Rock tour across the Southeast, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Charleston, Wilmington, Chapel Hill, Charlotte, Knoxville, back to Memphis. Now he's got another show tomorrow night with other people that are touring. So like every city we went to, there was a School of Rock that hosted it. So now we're...
Okay. That answers my question.
Yeah.
So no shame to him because he's unreal. I would say you should watch him. Oh, that was pretty good.
I meant to go over it, so it wasn't good.
But
Frozen Heart is the name of that song. God bless you, Derek Bamford.
What?
Still don't know the words.
Oh, what I was going to say is I can't imagine. I love watching Nick play. But if it wasn't Nick, I wouldn't care. Even if it was a local School of Rock band that didn't have Nick, I wouldn't care. I definitely wouldn't care if it was a School of Rock band from another city. But I guess the way they do it is the local band is like almost the host, like the headliner.
Like the headliner.
And then you have these other School of Rock bands from other cities that are like the opening acts.
Yeah.
Kinda. So they're not there. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why would
and
anybody, again, no shame.
No,
no offense to Nick, but like, why would anybody go see this? But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, but also a lot of times too, they do, because they will do gigs in town that have nothing to do with the tour and stuff. Like, well, tomorrow is part of the tour, but other gigs and stuff. And a lot of times those, they might like just like shut the place down for a few hours for School of Rock for the parents, or they might just do it like, what the heck? Like Neshoba does, you know?
Yeah.
It's having Rock 101 there is one thing, because that's probably not enjoyable for anyone there, even the parents.
Is that what Nick was doing right up until he became house band? Or is there something between Rock 101 and the house band?
Yeah, like all the performance band is what he was when he did like the Black Sabbath, and then he did like.
So there's
Pantera.
Rock 101, then there's performance, and then there's the house, the touring band, whatever they call it. The house
At a
band.
minimum, yeah.
Okay.
There might be other stuff, But it was a lot of fun. He did awesome. It was so cool. Had a lot of fun. Went to a bunch of places I'd never been before. It's a lot of fun. Then last week he had friends visiting, so I didn't really want to podcast. And now we're back.
Baby. Now back we are.
Oh, back we are. Back we are. Frozen is the heart of the song. That's not right. Name of the song, Frozen Heart is. There we go. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Sean. Oh, yeah, also I got 2 cats.
They are
2
adorable.
kittens.
I never want to have another cat. I love my Abby. And I said this after Stanley. I said I would never have another cat. And then we got Abby. And now we have Abby. And I'm saying after Abby, I will never have another cat. And that probably won't be true.
I said after Eli, too.
But these cats are just the cutest things ever.
There is nothing, if you put
They're
a gun
also,
to my
like,
head.
most cats are just, like,
Assholes.
I would say decorative, but they're not even that because they usually just, they're not a dog. They don't interact, mostly. Those cats, maybe they'll change as they grow up and become angsty teenagers. But, like, right now, they're so loving and they're adorable.
If somebody put a gun to my head and said, you have to pick one is cuter than the other, puppies or kittens, I think I would have to choose kittens.
Oh, I don't know.
They're just adorable. Doesn't matter what kind of cat they are, tabby, Siamese, whatever. I don't know any other kind.
I was going to let you keep going.
Lions, tigers.
Sphinxes probably aren't.
Ew, they're gross.
Are they the hairless ones?
Yeah, they're disgusting.
I saw a thing on Facebook or Twitter or something the other day. Somebody posted a picture of like a cardinal. I don't know much about birds, but apparently cardinals and probably all birds, like, I don't know if molt is the right word, but like lose their feathers. And somebody posted a picture of one that was at their bird feeder that had like no feathers on its head. And they're like, it's fine. He lost his feathers and the new ones haven't come in yet. I don't know.
He's not ready for his close-up.
But when I saw this picture, I'm like, you know what? Maybe dinosaurs did have feathers. Because this thing without its feathers looked like a dinosaur. And then all of a sudden you add feathers to it and it just looks like a bird. And I'm like, maybe that's how dinosaurs... Maybe
what
dinosaurs...
color was? Is it like pink?
No, it's like brown. Like, it looked like a dinosaur. It was disgusting. I wonder if I can find it.
I love how we say it looked like a dinosaur. We have no idea what dinosaurs look like.
It looked like a Jurassic Park dinosaur. Right. You can continue. I'm going to try to find the picture.
Speaking of movies that might not even be better than Jurassic World Rebirth, do you care at all?
No. I don't even know what the plot is.
They go to this island because for some reason, if they can get DNA from the 3 biggest mutant dinosaurs, they can cure cancer. And I'm shit you not. Or heart disease.
Normal cardinal?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
It's a vulture. The thing looks like it. It looks like it caught on fire.
It's like a burn victim.
Jeez. I was not ready for that.
I said that's a normal cardinal. That's not even really. Now he's got his full plumage.
Oh, yeah. But did you hear what I said? They have to go get DNA from
cancer.
the 3 biggest mutant dinosaurs, and that will cure heart disease.
Cancer.
No, heart disease. I said cancer first. So wrong. It's heart disease. And then there's also a family that gets shipwrecked or something, like the worst Jurassic Park 3.
What I saw online, and I don't know how true this is, but like I could see it making sense. Somebody said, this is not Jurassic World 4 or Jurassic World 2, 1. Like, it's basically Jurassic Park 4. It feels like a sequel to Jurassic Park 3 as opposed to a Jurassic World 4.
Except with mutants.
Because apparently it's just ridiculous.
Well, yeah. At one part, there's like 3 Spinosaurus. Have you seen this in the trip? 3 Spinosauri are swimming after this raft to try to eat the people. There's also... Okay, so they did... Did you read the first book? I can't remember.
I don't think I started. I don't think I finished it.
the first book that they couldn't fit everything that was in the book in the first movie because it would have been the greatest movie ever made. It would have been way too long. So they missed some stuff. Like they put like into Lost World, when they run behind the waterfall and the T-Rex's nasty tongue is doing this.
Yeah.
And then the guy gets the snake on him. He's like, "Ah, ah, ah." I don't care what that snake is. There's a T-Rex licking my friend's face. I ain't moving from that. I'll throw the snake and the T-Rex can just eat it. Anyways, that was from the book. Later on in that section, there was also a section that was in Jurassic Park 3. I think when like the pterodactyl. Oh yeah, because there was no pterodactyls in the first movie. They were in the book when they're like chop, 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 in 3 when they're trying to like they're eating Billy when he's going down the river or whatever. That was from the first book. Also, they put a thing in this that was from the first book. Now they've had this like 3 of the cool scenes in the book have now made it. Also, the compies eating the dude at the beginning of Lost World. I think that might have been from the first book. What?
I just think of Goldblum when the woman's like, ah, and then it just transfers to him like.
I knew right then. I was like, I don't like where this is going. That's so stupid. But so in this one, they're trying to get away on a raft from the T-Rex is chasing them when they're in a raft. That was in the book as well. And the T-Rex is swimming and shit. It on the commercials, it looked freaking awesome. No, I don't
on the commercial or in the commercial?
What did I say?
On.
I think you're both fine. Thank you very much. I cannot believe the stupid Knicks.
What?
Mike Brown.
Oh, they did?
Mike Brown. But speaking of movies that might actually be better than Rebirth, I just wanted to talk about this to kind of ease our way back into the video game talk. This Street Fighter movie is just, this is where the lines got crossed in the Matrix or in the AI, whatever we're living in the Truman Show. I just want to go over this casting so far. Most of these, when I saw them, I was like, that's a joke. That's a joke. They're all true.
I assumed a lot of it was just like fan casting, and then I was like, oh, no,
Right.
I think this is actually real.
It's true. All of it. Wasn't that from the Horrible movie? Wasn't that the second one? Was that Last Jedi?
No, this is the first one. The 7th one. The 4th one. I don't even know. No, the 7th one.
Yeah.
7th one.
I cannot believe they took Snoke out like such a little bitch. I will hate Ryan Johnson till the day I die. That piece of shit.
Till the day
And then freaking
I
what's his
die.
name? What's his name with the lens flares that did the Rise of Skywalker?
Oh,
J.J.
Abrams. Yeah.
He was like, I don't know. I got to do something with this bullshit you left me. What was I talking about? Street Fighter. Yes. Blanca being played
It's
by
pronounced Blanca.
Blanca. Jason Momoa. This was the first one I was like, obviously that's a joke. Now, Jason Momoa, in his natural state, probably is closer to Blanca than just like a normal human being. So I get it. This one actually made sense. And I was like, I can see it. 50 Cent, Ballrock. I assume he's still jacked. I don't know.
He's jacked, but he's kind of, he used to be
He's
cut.
like old man Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Ballrock.
Yeah.
I dig that. This one's cool. Akuma being played by Roman Reigns.
I love it.
Officially.
If they actually make him look like Akuma and not just Roman Reigns, like, which I don't know, you got to give him like red hair. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how you...
I think you can do it. Like, I think. Yeah.
But like I said, he does the Superman punch, and that's kind of how... Remember, that's how Akuma does his air fireballs. Also, from the WWE, Cody Rhodes is playing Guile. Now, this one, I was like, that is a joke. Because a couple days before that, I had read that somebody else got casted as Guile, who I'd never heard of. But then it's like... Then I'm reading Variety or whatever the hell... Variety, yeah. And they're like, yeah, Cody Rhodes is Guile. I'm like, well, if you're saying it, I guess it's true. Andrew Schultz is playing Dan Hibiki.
Why is he even in the movie?
Where did this guy come from?
He's like a comedian or something, right?
Technically, yes. And he's got a podcast.
Okay.
He's just a skinny, somewhat funny comedian with black hair and a giant mustache. What? Other than I know Dan is a joke character, so I get it. Is this guy going to get in the gym or something? Like,
it should have been like Rob Van Dam or something. That's the closest thing I can think
but
of
he's
to
too
who could
good.
play.
But he's too good.
Well,
Like the whole point of Dan is a joke. They were making fun of Art of Fighting and the other SNK fighters that were trying to copy Street Fighter when they literally put him in there to make fun of, I forget the main guy in Art of Fighting, his name, but Daniel. David Dalmatian, I don't know how to say it.
I always thought it was Dalmachia, but there's way too many.
That's Malkian.
Yeah.
If you would have just said that name, I'd have no idea. And then I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh, it's that guy from The Dark Knight. The laughing guy's like, he's M. Bison. No.
I can kind of see it.
What we have had with M. Bison ever since Street Fighter 2, every incarnation, he is this just imposing, scary ass, jacked,
like
psycho
Raul Julia.
I said Raul Julia was, at the time of the casting, I was like, this makes no sense. He's way too good for what this movie's going to end up being. I was right. I still say the movie killed him, and it breaks my heart. This, I don't get it. He's like shorter than me and 150 pounds. How is that M. Bison? And then some guy I've never heard of, Orville Peck, who is a masked country singer. Yes, he wears a mask all the time. No one's ever seen his face. Is going to play Vega, I guess because he wears a mask. What is happening?
So I have thoughts. At first, I thought this was all ridiculous. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, Street Fighter should not be taken seriously. If you're going to make a Street Fighter movie, lean into it and just make it as ridiculous and over the top. Now, if they try to turn this, like Street Fighter the movie, they tried to make it a serious movie. They can't do that with this. They need to just make it kind of just over the top ridiculous. And I think it can work.
Now, I didn't list Ryu or Ken and Chun-Li because
they all kind of... Well, I don't know about the Ken guy.
He doesn't look like Ken. Ryu guy, I get it. He's on some TV series called Warrior. I don't know if it's related to the movie, but he's legit. I guess this Ken guy is legit too, at least from a fighting perspective. And then Chun-Li is pretty much unknown. They said she was recently in some horror movie that I've also never heard
seeing
of.
Ryu and then Chun-Li. I'm like,
wow,
okay.
We're going for it.
And then
went
off the rails.
Yeah. Yes.
Are we done with Street Fighter?
Mortal Kombat is coming out in a few months. I'm excited for that.
We haven't seen anything.
No. And people hated the first movie. I don't get it, just because it didn't have the tournament. I was like, I think it was much better than I thought it would be. Everything with Sub-Zero and Scorpion was friggin' awesome. Even the new guy was not that annoying. I have my hopes high for Mortal Kombat 2, but we'll see. Yes.
I watched a movie.
I watched a movie also.
I wish I watched that movie. I wish I thought to watch that movie. What I watched, Brittany and I, the night the girls spent the night here,
okay.
Brittany was like, we haven't watched a movie in a while. Let's watch a movie. So we did all the Netflix, HBO, like, but it's just.
And then all of a sudden you're like,
yeah. So at her request, we ended up watching Bullet Train.
Is that Brad?
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie is amazing.
Isn't it supposed to be kind of like The Raid?
I don't know. It was very Tarantino-esque, but not Tarantino. But it felt like you were watching a Tarantino movie.
It's self-contained, like to that train, like the whole movie, right?
Other than some like flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a train full of like hitmen basically that are all trying to like kill each other, but not kill each other. I don't know. Like
it's like a Jason Statham movie.
Yeah. It was unbelievable. If anybody out there has not seen Bullet Train, oh my God, see it. It was, I loved it. Then I started, the reason I put my finger up, I'm pretty sure the guy playing Ryu is one of the main characters, probably the second main character besides Brad Pitt in that movie. I'd never seen him before, and then once I saw the guy playing Ryu, I'm like, oh, that's literally the guy I just saw in that movie. I think. Hopefully I'm right.
Holy crap. That just came out 3 years ago?
Bullet Train?
I thought that was like 10 years ago or something.
Oh, I would have thought. I mean, I wouldn't even have thought 3. I would have thought maybe 2. But anyways, it's really good. I don't have much to say about it, but it was just a super fun movie. And then I realized after the fact, I know I'm not breaking new ground here.
Oh, she's in The Boys. I was like, I know this lady, and she's in The Boys. I can't wait for The Boys.
Whatever the opposite of a hot take is, cold take, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Cold give.
Jesus, kill me.
Brad Pitt is really cool.
Okay.
Like he's just. I feel like I haven't really seen many Brad Pitt movies. I've seen Seven.
Fight Club.
I've seen Fight Club.
Have you seen The Oceans?
I haven't seen any of the Oceans movies.
Oh.
And now I've
Ocean's
seen
11.
Bullet Train.
11 is amazing. 12 is not that good. 13 is really it's almost like The Hangover. Like the first one's awesome, second one's not that good. Third one you try to recreate the first one, but Apollo, no, that's not what did I just call it? Angels? What's
Oceans?
it called? Oceans 13 did it much better.
13.
Yes, that's what it was. That's why I said Apollo. Oceans 13 did it much better than Hangover 3 did.
But yeah, like I don't think I've really seen that many Brad Pitt movies. And then once I was trying to figure out all the Brad Pitt movies, I was like, what has he done recently? Oh yeah, F1. Oh duh, we should have just watched that. But I'm very happy we watched Bullet Train. It was amazing. 100% you need to watch it. But Brad Pitt, I'm just like, and I know he's an actor. He's not, I mean, he's Brad Pitt, but like when you see him in a movie, he's somebody else, whatever. But like, seems like a cool guy. You heard it here first.
He's also handsome. So he's up there with Tom. He's 61.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's insane.
So he'll turn 62 December 18th. So he and Tom he's 6 months older than Tom, younger than Tom. Okay, I was gonna ask. So he's not married to her anymore.
Angelina?
Yeah. I can never keep up with all that shit. Speaking of Brad Pitt being a cool guy, I'm so happy. Even though I went to see it at 10 o'clock, saw F1. Now F1, I told Sean and my dad about this a year ago. What? You wrote something, didn't you? What?
I was going to make an F1 joke. I'm like, wait, mine doesn't have an F1. Yours doesn't either. So then I stopped.
Thank you. We wasted 30 seconds of our lives.
Yeah, I was happy to move on.
I'm like, what? I thought I can't trust you when you're doing this. I'm like, something happened. What the fuck is that?
It's just a game that I have playing.
Is that Geometry Wars or some shit?
No, it's just like a game. You like upgrade your stuff, except everything's upgraded. So
and
now
you make fun of me in my match 3 games.
Yeah, but I just let mine run in the background.
Okay.
Or foreground.
That's true. I saw F1. I told Sean and my dad about this movie a year ago. I can't remember what I was walking out of, but I just saw the poster and it was just it's an F1. It was Brad Pitt standing there in like the fire retardant suit in front of the car. And I was like, ooh, that sounds cool. And then I found out when I went home and looked it up or something, it was like Joseph Kosinski. I was like, is the director? I was like, bullshit. The guy that just did Maverick is going to do an F1 movie. I don't give a shit about F1. I kind of do after this movie, though. I will say that. This movie's not as good as Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick, next month, let's do top 10 movies.
Have we already done that?
No. We've talked about it many times, just like what we're going to do.
Okay.
It was so friggin' good. Brad Pitt is awesome in it.
Seems really cool.
Seems really cool. Javier Bardem, Guillermo. I'll speak about Guillermo here in a minute. Javier Bardem is in it, so he's like the owner of this race team, friends with Brad Pitt back in the day, and he calls him out of retirement to help him because if they don't get a win before the season ends, the board of directors is probably going to force him to sell, so he's going to lose the team and yada yada yada, and then he's got to. It's a tale as old as time. It's the
song
like
as old as rhyme.
Yes, there's so many sports movies do this, but so many of them do it wrong. It's like you've got the young cocky kid who thinks he's the best and he doesn't need to learn anything from the old man and blah blah blah.
Now, who's
By
that?
the end they becomes friends. This new kid who's like 22, 23 years old.
Oh,
So
okay.
I forget. All I know is his last name is Idris.
Oh, Elba Idris?
Yes, exactly. It's like Damson
Dalmakian?
Idris, something like that. He's really good. It's all great. Brad Pitt has on his team, it's the first ever, and I don't know if this is a real thing or not, the first ever like senior director of technology or whatever her title is for that team. Like she's an aeronautical engineer. She makes the cars go fast, Sean. Don't go,
I'm an aeronautical engineer.
That's why I said it. And you're like, no. But she's like the first female in F1 to ever have that role, blah, 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 blah. The only reason I'm saying that, she is played by, I was like, why is she so familiar? Oh my God, I know her. Why is she so familiar? Why is she so familiar? And then like 5 minutes in or something, I went, she plays from Better Call Saul, Mike's daughter-in-law, the mom of whatever Mike's granddaughter's name is.
I can't picture her. I mean, I know the character, but I
Yeah.
can't think of what she looks like.
That's why it took me forever to get to it. I was like, why do I know this lady? Except she's Australian or English or something, and I don't know what she is. And she might be that in real life. I never know, because I thought her accent sounded really good. I also thought her American accent was perfect in Better Call Saul. So I don't know what she is, but she was really, everybody in it was really good. It was a fantastic movie. Some of the scenes, some of the shots they got, like nothing will probably be as ever as visually impressive for practical effects as Top Gun Maverick. I can't see anything in my lifetime ever topping that, because it's not like, how much better can the PS6 look than the PS5? Like they really did this. They were really in. I know Tom Cruise wasn't flying in F-18, but they were up there in them for real, many, many, many times getting real shots. Like that's why that movie was so amazing. And they did the same thing with F1. And it's worth it just to see it on the big screen, just for the race scenes. Kind of like when Dad would just fast forward all the fights in Top Gun when we were kids. Do you remember that?
I feel like you've told me that. I don't remember that.
He would skip over the love scene.
I don't remember that.
It wasn't very good. It was him and I forget what her name is, but she got old and fat and she was mad she wasn't in Maverick. I can't remember who she was. But F1 is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it doesn't matter if you don't give a shit about F1. Like I said, I don't. It's awesome. And what I was going to say when you were talking about what a cool guy Brad Pitt is I agree, but it's also like what I was thinking is it's crazy that he is such a mega star on the level that he is, and he hasn't been in, I'm not saying he hasn't made like any movies, but he hasn't been in as many as Cruise or DiCaprio.
Well, he's kind of like the same as like George Clooney. Like they're like 1A and 1B in terms of like Hollywood A-list actors. But it's like,
no,
and
Tom
maybe,
Cruise is one with a bullet. Everybody else is fighting for number 2.
well, but
Tom Cruise is the last movie star we'll ever have. I know I'm not the first one to say that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't
Wow. George Clooney's had gray hair since he was 25.
I know, but he's like Mr. Cool.
Oh, no, I just was saying it's just weird.
You've had gray hair since you were 25.
That's probably why it doesn't seem like he's aged that much. Like when he popped,
Because he's always looked old.
exactly, like when he popped up. In,
He's looked
spoiler alert,
45
The Flash.
for the last 40 years. 30 years.
Yeah. Oh God, I just said The Flash. Where are you at on Superman? It's next weekend.
Oh, I don't care.
It's out in 4
I'll watch
days.
it when I can watch it at home for free, probably.
You don't care at all?
I mean, I'm interested. Not enough to pay $13 or whatever it costs to go see it.
I'm
Like,
still pissed off, obviously, over what they did to my boy. But, like, I do like DC overall better than Marvel. It's really just because they've got the 2 best superheroes that have ever existed, and then Marvel has number 3 in Spider-Man. I want this to do well because we never really got... It doesn't matter. I want to see more DC movies. I would like to see what their take on Batman, what James Gunn's take on Batman will be, because they keep saying that the Batman is not in it. Did you see he finally finished the fucking script? Thanks, dude. That movie came out 3 years ago. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to be watching Batman Part 2 last year. It's coming out in 27. Then it got delayed to this Halloween. And then I don't think they ever even said 26. And then they're like, it'll be here at 27.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Superman. There's no way it's up on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I would have seen videos, right? Rotten Tomatoes embargo. Comicbookmovie.com. Superman reportedly described as a quote-unquote mess by multiple critics before the embargo lifts tonight. Yep, I'm worried. I'm not worried. That's what I said. It's going to be a mess. There's 15 bad guys in this. You know what I mean? I want it to be good. This guy looks like he can be Superman. What's her face is a perfect Lois Lane. What's her name? Rachel something?
Dretch. Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, that one. Remember Rachel when she and Will Ferrell did the thing when they were in the hot tub. And she's just like twisting his chest hairs. And they're breaking like the entire time. Oh God. So it seems like if social media embargoes lift tonight, I guess that means we might have Rotten Tomato score tomorrow. I mean, it comes out this week. It's got to be either tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, I would think.
Yeah.
Man of Steel,
56.
Man of Steel got a 54, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
This will probably be 63.
I'm going to guess it's not going to be better than Man of Steel. I don't
think so?
I don't care what the score is. Are you being serious or are you being a smartass?
I mean, I don't think it will be as good as Man of Steel, but I feel like it will perform critically better than Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that. I don't.
No, I don't think it'll be better than
Yeah. I think Man of Steel is the most underrated comic book movie that has ever been made. I've said that a million times on here.
I just feel like it's like, hey, we're going to do Batman, but we're going to make him cool. Instead of calling the movie Batman, we're going to call it The Dark Knight because he's also known as The Dark Knight. And it's like, all right, now we're going to do the same thing with Superman. Let's get Nolan. Let's do Superman, but make it cool and dark.
That's exactly what it was. But it wasn't.
But
even
let's not call
Nolan,
him Superman.
Snyder.
Let's call it Man of Steel
But it was
because that's what
Snyder.
he's also called. And it's just like,
It was Snyder.
I know, but Nolan
was the producer.
Yeah. But like,
I think both of the Nolans had their names attached to it.
maybe.
I think Jonathan did too.
I don't know.
I don't know. I want
I
Superman.
thought Cavill was perfect.
He
Hands
was
down.
the best Superman we've ever
Man
got.
of Steel, not great.
I thought we've talked about this, that you've thought better of it over the years as time's gone on.
I had my hopes way up here, and then I watched it. I'm like, oh, that wasn't great. And then I was like, I mean, it's fine. But it's still nowhere near what I had hoped it would have been. But it also was not as bad as I thought it was after watching it.
Correct.
I didn't watch it and think it was bad. I just watched it and was like, all right, well, that's Superman again. Like,
Probably not going to get another one of those.
I just feel like it's hard to make Superman interesting.
Yes. That's why we haven't had a Superman video game in forever. Like, he's not. Yeah, I don't know. All right, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. If it comes out and it's somehow like a 90 on Metacritic, which I'm going to doubt. Not Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes. Well, Metacritic also. I'll go see it this weekend. But I doubt that. Oh, wait, one more thing. That's what I wanted to check is so that's the embargo. Let's see. Superman box office projection. Predicting 110 to 120 million and projected to finish around 650 to 700 million dollars. Not great.
Yeah, I don't think it hits that.
Man of Steel was like 550.
I was.
I
feel
think
like this
that
is
barely broke even.
400 to 500. Especially if the reviews come out and they're like, "This is a train wreck."
135. Some Hollywood Reporter actually says it's tracking for 135 million. Remember Justice League was supposed to open at like 110 million and then it was 67 million because the movie sucked. Thank God Fallout was good. They murdered my boy, but at least we got Fallout and they shouldn't have murdered him in that. All right, Sean. We are off the rails. Let's get back on him. Sean.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
So, I think I'm done. I don't know.
You told me.
Yeah, I don't think I said it
passing.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with Blueprints. Still, as of right now, my game of the year. I loved it, but I don't know what else. I can't do it anymore. I loved it. I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I don't know how you ever, and I'm not saying it's like a once in a generation kind of game, anything like that. That was really awesome. But I don't know how you can't just do Blueprints 2 or have somebody else be like, ooh, I'm going to make a game just like, the fact that the whole idea is you're just going like room to room in a house, and I'm just trying to think in my head of what a hit that game was, at least critically. I don't know how it's performed, but like, I don't know how you ever recreate that, like how somebody tries to copy that. Like, roguelites have existed before, puzzle games have existed before. Like, I don't know how you ever try to copy that formula. Like, I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again. That being said,
it is extremely rare at this point in time when we get a video game that's like,
never been done and probably will never be done again.
well, it's like Animal Well. Was that last? I think it was last.
But you
year.
could do Animal Well again.
Right.
You could literally do Animal Well 2. It wouldn't make sense to do Blueprints 2. You can make another Metroidvania that's kind of got a cool, haunting atmosphere, and you
That's
don't
not
attack.
combat,
It's just like you could do that. I don't know how you would ever do this again. But everything I read and heard about this game was people saying they compared it to Outer Wilds.
Oh.
So I went to play that. Thought I owned it. I owned it, but it has since been removed from PS Plus, so I do not own it.
You never claimed it?
I claimed it,
or
but
was
it's
on Extra or something?
on Extra, yeah.
Okay.
So I bought it.
Oh, wow.
It was like $20. I like it, but
What is the Outer Wilds? Because I know Outer Worlds is the RPG.
yeah, this is like you're like an alien,
Mm-hmm.
and you can die, but I'm pretty sure there's no fighting. But you can fall and die. You can crash and die. Like, you can die. To me, this is a rogue. I don't think there's... I have not done anything in any of my plays of this game that have changed subsequent runs.
Oh, so nothing's permanent.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Other than when you start the game. So the whole idea is you're trying to like blast off into outer space. But people have already done it because some of your other race is already on these other planets. And it's weird. It's like you can
Can't you
blast
just come back
off.
and get me?
Well, you can like blast off and be to the equivalent of the moon in like 10 seconds. Like, it's space, but it's really compressed.
Well, it's like Death Stranding.
weird.
You're walking across Australia in 15 minutes. Yeah.
Exactly. It's that kind of thing. And so you've got this like a directional microphone kind of thing.
Okay.
But it works like across the universe. So like
Oh.
if you happen to point it at another planet, it'll be like you can hear somebody like playing the harmonica, and it says, even though they're, as far as the map goes, the other side of the map, it's like 25 kilometers away, like not that far. So like, and your race is out there, but you're trying to figure out, there's this other race that you know existed, not the nomads, but it starts with N. I can't remember. I don't really understand the purpose of the game, but the other thing, in addition to dying, you're on I think it's a 22-minute timer
Okay.
where the sun goes supernova and
Oh.
everything dies. You
Okay.
die, and then you restart. So when you start the game, it's like, hey, there's your rocket ship. Hey, before you go blast off, why don't you head down to town and get the launch codes? So that's kind of like the tutorial. Once you get the launch codes, then if you die, you wake up, and the first time you try to go to the rocket, your little friend there is like, hey, what are you doing? You got to get the launch codes. And one of your choices is like, I've already got it. What are you talking about? They're like, really? How do you have it? So it's this whole like time loop thing, but like your character seems to remember. So it lets you, now every time you start a new run, you can literally just go to your ship and blast off. So other than that, nothing has happened. Like, I've explored planets and I've like done some cool stuff, but I'm like, I don't know what I'm gaining from all this. Like, I don't even know what the purpose of the game, like at least in Blueprints, it's like you're trying to get to room 46.
Right.
I don't really know what I'm trying to do in this game, and I don't know if I've made any progress towards it, because other than just my own knowledge of what I've seen from exploring, I don't have anything that I didn't have on my very first run. So it's very intriguing. Like, to me, I think this is what a rogue game is. You don't retain anything. You don't necessarily get better. You don't... It's just nothing. There's no RNG. It's not like Blueprints. There's just... You just go. And I'm just like... It's fun. And
85 on Metacritic.
I'm intrigued by it. Like, it seems cool. It's just, it's frustrating because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm progressing at all.
Now, wait, is this first person or third?
Yeah, first person.
Okay.
And so, like, think Hollow Knight. Like, I know you didn't play that far, but like in the beginning, you're just lost, but you always kind of feel like you're making progress. Even if you're lost, you feel like you're making progress. This game, it's like, here's the universe. You've got your planet, its moon. There's these two, they call it the Hourglass Twins or something. There's like these two planets that are linked. There's your planet and its moon. There's like a big water planet. There's a planet that's just like, it's like it's like collapsing into a black hole. There's a planet that's far out that's just like, they call it the bramble something or something bramble. It's just like, I don't even think you can land. It's just like
Miller's
weird
planet.
like tree, like vines and stuff. I don't know. And that's it. It's like, here's the map. Again, assuming I understand the whole game. So it's like, there's everywhere. Knock yourself out. You can go wherever you want. There's nothing stopping you. And so it's like, I don't know where to go. I've been to every planet. I haven't found any new items. I feel like I've made no progress other than like, so I guess what you can retain anytime unlike Blueprints where you're expected to keep your own notes and stuff,
Right.
There's like a log. Every time you read something, it puts it in your log. So you can revisit like things that you've maybe discovered or whatever. But like other than just knowledge, nothing is new on every single subsequent playthrough. I'm just like, it's fun, but I don't know. I feel like I've accomplished nothing. And I feel like that's somewhat by design. Like, I don't want to just go and watch YouTube videos and have it spoiled. And like,
Right.
I kind of want to just figure it out on my own. But I'm just so lost and confused. So if anybody out there has played this game, has beaten it, loves it, whatever, comment down below. Give me something, like a hint. Don't spoil anything, but like, give me something to just keep me motivated in this game, because I like it. I just don't know. I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels.
So wait, did you say what changes like every run?
Nothing.
Okay.
Literally nothing.
Okay.
Things change throughout the run. The Hourglass Twins or whatever they call it, I realized way after the fact they're called that because there are these two planets and they're linked, but literally there's sand flowing from one to the other.
That's cool.
And so I explored the one that doesn't have any sand, and I got down in these caves, and I found this whole like underground cave system, and it was filling up with sand. And I'd see a door.
That's so
God,
cool.
the sand got too high, and I can't get in there now.
Okay.
And so what I did realize is if I go to the planet where the sand is coming from, if I go there late in the run and now the sand is gone, there's probably some new things for me to discover there. So things change during the run, but run to run, as far as I know, they're exactly the same. There's no RNG. There's nothing that changes.
Which
It's
is
like,
why you would say it's a rogue, not a rogue light or like. I
right.
guess. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's very cool. It almost, not that I ever played it, but it almost seems like a poor man's No Man's Sky kind of thing. I mean, much smaller scale, but like, hey, you can go out into space and land on all these planets and like blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. But a lot of people love this game, and like, I get it. It's interesting. It's different, but I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know what I'm doing. But I wish I did. But yeah, that's all I've really played.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I've been playing 2 games. I did take my Switch 2 with me on my trip. Played some more Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm now up to, I didn't write it down, but I've done the bird dungeon. What am I trying to say? Temple. The wind tunnel.
Wind Temple?
The wind temple. The water temple. The fire temple. Oh, yeah. Now I'm out in the Gerudo, however you say it, desert. Which I wanted to save that for last because I'm glad I saved it for last time because that's the one that feels the most like a dungeon.
And what is that dungeon?
It's like a pyramid. Remember, that's all the
yeah,
Gyptos and stuff and the Gypto Queen.
Yeah.
I haven't gone and done the one that we both... I will never understand how we both stumbled into that.
Within minutes of each other.
Not even the same day.
I was like, man, I just found something cool. And you're like, oh, yeah, I did too.
I did too. Are you following a green laser all the way down? Yeah. Was it in a storm clouds?
Weird.
Yeah.
And we both, not only did we both get there at pretty much the exact same time, we both did it completely out of order. Like, we stumbled into it. You're supposed to find that by, like, going through all these puzzles, and we just kind of stumbled across it almost at the same time.
We just landed, like, in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
But I think... Oh, God, sorry. I think I'm up to... So I've done those 3 dungeons. I'm up to 108 shrines, I want to say.
Wow.
Based on my playtime now being a total of 192 hours, apparently I've spent 51 or 52 hours playing Tears of the Kingdom for a second time. It's still fantastic. It's still so much fun. If I didn't leave for a week, because I still don't like playing handheld. I just don't. And I'm the one that was driving everywhere, so it's not even like I could just relax and play it in the car or anything. If we hadn't been gone, I would have beaten it again. And I am still going to beat it. Because I really don't have anything else to play on my Switch. Oh, yeah. Do you even play Mario Kart?
No.
I'm glad I stressed out and ended up buying 2 of this stupid thing. Anyway.
Do you still have the second one?
No, I finally returned.
Oh, okay.
It's so much fun. It has, once again, I feel very correct in naming it my number 2 game of all time. It probably should be my number 1. Just nothing will ever top Metal Gear. It just won't happen.
Right.
So that's Tears of the Kingdom. But speaking of Metal Gear, yes, Hideo Kojima is my Lord and Savior. I am playing Death Stranding 2. Sean? Friggin' love this game. I'm now 31 hours in. And if I check, like, you know how if you go to the games at the top and you hover over it and it'll say, like, down in the bottom right, it'll be like progress.
Yeah.
It says I'm in chapter 9. I just started chapter 9. I think there's 16 because chapter 17 is just whatever just free roam after the story. And it says I'm 71% complete. So I'm 71% of the way through the game. What are you looking at? What happened?
Nothing.
What?
I'm trying to figure out. I told my thing to download the new beta, and I just looked at my phone, and it's just like, whatever. And like when I go to here, it says I'm up to date, but I never told it to install. So I don't know if I just installed it already or if it installed. I'm trying to figure out, like,
it must have installed
but like nowhere does it say
it's
you're
just
on beta
26.0, right? It doesn't say beta 3 or
I have
anything.
no idea if I got it.
And the only thing I've seen so far that really changed is they made liquid glass even less
liquid
obvious. Yeah.
glass.
Death Stranding 2. Sean asked me this the other day. He's like, is it your game of the year? And at that point, I'd only played it for a couple days, I think. And I was like, I don't know, honestly. I can now say, though, 31 hours in, it's definitely my game of the year.
Really?
Shocking, I know. So it is set, because I remember I wasn't really like on media blackout with this, but after the initial trailer and then maybe the trailer after that, I was like, I just don't want to see anymore. Like when they put out a 9-minute trailer or something a few months ago, that's when but I couldn't see nothing because that's when Neil was revealed, not Snake. What?
I couldn't see nothing.
I know what you meant. I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't go anywhere online and miss it. But I didn't watch that trailer, so I didn't know a lot of the story. I will say I don't know that I won't know until I wrap it all up. I almost feel like everybody said, the first Death Stranding was very confusing. I've beaten it twice, so I probably understand it better than most people. But this, it's not that it's confusing. It's just there's a lot of breadcrumbs and stuff, but I don't know I don't know where it's going. I will say this. There is a moment early in the game that some people I've heard compare it to The Last of Us Part 2. I don't think it's not that I don't think. It's not that. It is not on that level. There is something, though, that happens early in the game, that thing that happens that I didn't see coming. And I was like, what the hell? And I really can only talk about this without spoilers. So I'll just leave it at that. But it is what it is. This is... Now, I'm playing this on performance mode. This is the first game on PS5 Pro that I've played that actually had the option. To either do quality or performance. I also saw Digital Foundry said, with this game, there's no reason to do quality. Don't do it. Just get the extra frame rate. It's like the drop in resolution is so minuscule that you won't even notice it, blah, blah, blah. This is easily the prettiest game I've ever seen. I saw people were freaking out over how good Norman Reedus looks in this game. And I didn't get it till I went and I watched a Young Yeah video, and he was comparing the model of Norman Reedus in Death Stranding to the model in Death Stranding 2. Because in my mind, it's like, well, they look pretty much exactly the same. They don't. It makes, somebody said it looks now like Norman Reedus in Death Stranding 1. Like, that wasn't actually Norman Reedus. It was just somebody wearing a Norman Reedus mask. Like Mission Impossible style or something. It's amazing how good it looks. It's amazing how good, like, the two characters that do look the best. Like, everybody looks great, but it is Norman and it's Leah Seydoux as Fragile. Elle Fanning is in it. Can't figure out what the hell's going on with her. There's a lady named Rainey who makes it rain. Yes, just like that. As you know, Tarman is in it. Heartman is back.
If you use Heartman's weapon against Tarman, does it kill him really quickly?
Why? Heart and Tar?
Mega Man? I don't know.
Mega...
Making a joke that these sound like Mega Man bosses.
I get it. And, well, Colin said, yeah, he's like, there was a hard man. And he's like, that sounds like it could have been in this
And there
game.
was a Star Man.
That's true. Tarman does have a hand made out of tar, which I didn't realize at first. It like got cut off, and it's just a black stump that he puts it into the not Metal Gear machine that they pilot and stuff, and it like he goes. What? What? I'm not gonna say it. It looks like a piece of charcoal.
I'm gonna say it anyways. If he loses the tar, is there any way he can get it?
Are you so? You want him to retar himself? Was that the joke? Did I get there?
Basically.
Yes, he retards himself.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ. But even more than like the character models and stuff, the environments in this game are absolutely beautiful. It takes place in Mexico and Australia. The way you get from Mexico to Australia story-wise is really cool. It's something new. It was in the first trailer, but I won't say what it was. Troy Baker is back as Higgs. Don't know what the hell this dude's doing. He's hinting that he knows a lot more than Sam does. Troy Baker, it's not a spoiler. Like, obviously, he was the guitar ninja. There's what I had forgotten also, it was in that trailer, though. Who Higgs is fighting in that trailer is another red, like, mech ninja looking thing. But I'll just say it. Kojima put a cyborg ninja in this. I'm serious. And he doesn't have...
Has Python Silicon released any videos?
Not yet, but I'm sure it's coming. He doesn't have like stealth camo, but he does just disappear. He puts his sword on the ground, spins around in a circle real quick and disappears. So he's came and helped me a couple of times. I got to feel like the next time, like he showed up one time to just save me in the very, very, very early part of the game, to just save me from some robot enemies and kill them all. I'm like, cool.
Mick.
Yeah. Then he shows up to save me from Higgs, and he fights Higgs. He kicks Higgs' ass. Then Higgs goes in his little coffin thing. It's so confusing. So I assume the next time I see him, I'm going to figure out who the heck this is. But this dude, it seems like he's like 10 feet tall. And you remember how Tears of the Kingdom, there was the Yiga guys would like show up out of nowhere. There was the regular Yiga guys, and every once in a while there was a big Yiga guy who had like the two-handed katana. That's what this guy basically is. Like, he's that big compared to normal people. So it's like, obvious, this isn't somebody that like I know, I don't think, unless there's like unless Doll Man jumps off of my belt and goes in there and he's piloting that thing and I just don't realize it. I don't know. Doll Man, also, they make a joke about Mimir when you first get Doll Man.
Doll Man is an actual thing.
Yeah, remember this
I
is
thought
the
you
puppet.
just made that.
No, this is the puppet. Remember the puppet that moves at like 10 frames a second?
But his
It's like
name is
stop
Doll
motion?
Man?
Yeah, of course. He's a doll, man. But Sam goes to like, Leah said, Fragile's like, you should take him with you on your journey. He's going to help a lot. Okay, cool. And he goes to put him back here like Kratos does. And he's like, oh, God, Sam, don't put me back there by your buttocks. Like making a joke about poor Mimir was just staring at Kratos' ass for 2 games. So that's cool. How did I even get there? Oh,
Giant Yiga.
No, but how did I get there?
Oh, I don't know.
To talking about all that, it doesn't matter. It's beautiful. I knew there was environmental stuff in this, but I didn't realize I hadn't seen any again because I didn't watch gameplay or anything. There's rivers in this, but the rivers can, out of nowhere, you get a warning, but I don't even like talking about this now, but they flood like out of nowhere. There's when the game first opens up, you're just chilling up on this mountaintop, and your tutorial is how do you walk in the game is shut up. You're going down the mountain and stuff, but then there's a friggin' earthquake, and
so you have to really hold down.
You have
L2
to hold
and
R2 and L2, yes, to keep your balance, asshole. And then the mountain's like falling apart. I'm like, holy crap, that's freaking insane. There's other stuff in there that I won't say because I don't know if it was in the trailers or not. There's a sandstorm. It's amazing. It's so visually amazing. I will say the music, like if I'm going presentation, gameplay, all that stuff, presentation, visually amazing. Music wise, it doesn't hit as hard as the first game did because the first game was mostly those low roar songs. I was going to say Tom, what's his name? Colin was saying that like the lead singer of Low Roar, that Norwegian or whatever band, died, I guess.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But I don't even know if that's true or Colin just said that. I feel like I would have heard that. But anyways, so there's like all these random songs in it. So I don't think the music's as good. There is a new song from Chiverches.
Really?
Yes. But it has not played in the game yet. And I don't remember hearing about it in the lead up to it. It's called Nightmares. And you can use it. You've got a music player in this, which is cool, but I don't really like a lot of the music, so it doesn't help me that much. But the Chiverches Death Stranding song is in it too. Not in the game, but you can play it on your music player. So I like that. So I haven't even really listened to that Chiverches song because I don't want to know. Like the song Death Stranding, at least for me, because I know how the game ends. What is in my... It's kind of obvious what the song
Nightmares was on their last album.
Oh, okay. So maybe it doesn't have anything to do with this. Maybe it's just Chiverches.
I don't want to get it
because he loves them. Why are my lights on my keyboard over there blinking every so often? It's weird.
That's weird.
I got BTs in here or something. Anyways, music's not as great. Presentation's amazing. The gameplay. I'm not going to go ahead and say that, Sean, you would like this game because I'm done. Why can't I? I'm so sick of these. Never let me do a beta again. Why won't my notes scroll? This game, outside of the story, which it's up in the air, it could still end up being better. Everything the first game did, this game literally does it better. I can't even talk about this game and look at you because I know you're going to be such an asshole. Like the walking mechanics are the same.
Walking mechanics.
But it's blinking blue, but it does it for like 2 seconds. You won't see it. It is more player friendly in that you get more stuff early on. Like what everybody jokes about with the first game is chapter 3 is like 10 hours long. It's like, well, if you play through chapter 3, you stick with it. It's not just that chapter 3 was long. It's that you walk from here to there, here to there, here to there, and you don't start getting cool like the vehicles or like skeletons and like extra like upgrades and stuff. You don't start getting that stuff till later on in the game, where they do give you that stuff earlier in this, which is very nice. Combat. This game is the first one. The combat wasn't great. This game is. I'm not going to say the gameplay is as good as Metal Gear Solid 5. Best playing Metal Gear game ever. But it is so good. Like the first game put such an emphasis on you almost don't even want to fight people unless you have to fight like a boss thing because it's an alien tar man thing. You can't kill somebody because if you kill somebody and a BT touches them, it causes a void out, giant crater, all life dies, blah, 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 blah. Whereas in this, everything is, all the bullets you fire are MP, and I don't even remember what it stands for. But it's good against BTs, it's good against people, and it's good against robots. The other thing with the BTs in this, so there's the regular ones that are just floating, but I actually didn't see any of the regular ones for a while. In the early part of the game, the sky goes red, and the BTs that are there have these big yellow eyes, and the first time I saw one, I was like, watch this. Get a blood grenade. Die, bitch. And all of a sudden it's pissed off and it's looking at me and it's coming at me. I was like, what the hell? I thought one blood grenade was all. I hit this stupid thing with 4 blood grenades to kill it because they're like upgraded versions. Even that though, there's more of like the enemy bases and encampments in this. It's so fun. You can put up a watchtower and you can mark them like in Metal Gear Solid 5. Like you look at it's like a giant telescope basically, and you look through it, and if you see an enemy, it marks them on your map. It's like the only thing you don't have in this is Quiet or DD, Diamond Dog, the dog, the DD dog. It's amazing. It's so much more fun to play this game than it was the first one. All jokes aside, there's I don't remember, but I don't think there was a skill tree in the first game. There is a skill tree in this. They call it enhancements. Basically, the more connections you make in the game, the more people you get onto the network, and then you level up your stars with them from your likes. Shut them up. The more stars you level up with your likes, you get access to more equipment. You also get access to more enhancement that you can assign, and you can respec at any time and all this other stuff. It's like you can unlock one for auto aim, and then eventually you can get a better auto aim. You can get one that like helps stabilization or something if you're prone to falling over little rocks and dropping your biscuits. You can enable that. There's lots of different things, so I like that. That makes it a lot of fun. Everything is just better in this. It's got something. Now, I haven't really used it but a couple of times because I know the story so well, but there's something in this called a corpus. It's not even, it's just a word they came up with. There's nothing funny about it. But it's like, remember Final Fantasy 16 was the first game I remember that did this. Like, remember if you're talking to somebody or after a conversation, like you could go, I forget what they called it, but basically like this lore guide, and it would be like, oh,
Yeah.
Like this Titan is mad because you're banging his old wife or whatever, and this is where they came, and like all this stuff. They put that in Death Stranding, which is really cool because it can be very, very confusing, of course. Of course. There's everything is there. There's this AI that is like running everything called APAS. That's what you do your enhancements through. But because it's an AI, I'm like, something's clearly going to happen with this thing. I don't trust this. Like, we're in a world, like the first game was so prescient because like, obviously he didn't know we were going to have a pandemic.
Or
but now,
did he?
True. He may have caused it. It wasn't the Wuhan virus. Trump doesn't talk like virus. But this is talking a lot about AI, and now we just got to a mission where the president for Australia is telling me how, thanks for shutting down these factories.
Oi!
Oi.
Thanks for shutting down the factory, mate.
Where Higgs was having weapons manufactured. And he said, thanks for shutting them down and blowing them up and stuff. And he said, I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, America, back then they were the United States of America. And I shit you not, this is what I was having this conversation before y'all came over today. In the United States of America, they had a very strong gun culture, to where originally they wanted to have their guns to protect them and from the government turning on them, because they went through the Revolutionary War and all that. Hundreds of years after that, they were still having that culture. And now it seems like that gun culture has made its way to Australia. And I was like, it doesn't really seem like Kojima wrote this stuff. Like, it's too on the nose, but whatever. I don't know if I trust this president. I don't really trust anybody in this game at this point. I will say that. I have seen Neo, the not Solid Snake. There are visions in this game, like you had in the first game, where you would get visions whenever you would hook up to BB and you would see Mads Mikkelsen. You're like, what the hell's going on? Ends up making all the sense in the world, and it's so freaking cool. Somebody getting Nick? I better go tell them to get Nick. Come on. Hold on. Stand by. Noah and Jess. Someone getting Nick?
What?
He's a guitar.
No.
Oh. What? What?
We have our Wise camera.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it'll say, like, in Maddie's room, person detected, pet detected, person detected.
BT detected.
This one says person and vehicle detected.
Well, you opened it, so let's see.
Let's see what it sees.
But I saw it, Neil. He's in the game. I remember Kojima said he's very important. I'm starting to see as the story goes on why he's important, but he's another one that I don't know how it's going to end up, but he's clearly the new Mads Mikkelsen, the new Cliff in this. Oh yeah, Deborah Wilson is in this. When I say who it is,
I know who it is.
Oh,
The
okay.
Black lady from like Mad TV.
Who for a while seemed like she was in every video game.
Yeah.
She's in this.
the
two Star Wars games,
yeah.
the Jedi games. No, idiot. She's in this. She's at a building that's called the Motherhood, and no, I won't say all that because that's kind of story related and BB related and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. But she's in the game. The other, because you were asking me, are there any cameos and stuff? I haven't seen Conan or Keeley. I did see somebody said that Kojima's not like a character in the game, but if you look up at the sky at night, I'm shitting you, this is not a joke. If you look up at the sky at night and it's clear, Kojima, I swear to God, this is not a joke. He hid his face
in the stars.
Yes, there's a Hideo Kojima face constellation. I haven't seen it yet, but he's up there watching over us. The fact that he's watching over everything is just so funny. However, there is one, and I didn't tell you what it was because I just want to tell you here. It's not like you're going to have that big a reaction. But the one cameo I did run across in one of the places that I connected to the network was Traverches.
Really?
Yes.
All of them?
3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, guy.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I forget, are they brother, sister,
I think they're
brother?
nothing.
Oh, I thought one of them was brother and sister or something.
Maybe. Okay, this doesn't appear to be that.
A vehicle.
Do you want to see?
I guess. Oh, Kojima. I thought you meant...
Oh, so it actually, when you look at it, it turns into... Okay. Well, I was going to say, it's not like if you just saw the stars, it's not like you would even know that was...
You were just trying to zoom in, and it was zooming. And you thought you were actually zooming in. And I wasn't going to say anything, but I have to. I thought you were showing me the vehicle in Maddie's room.
Oh, no, that was just Maddie. I don't know what it saw that was a vehicle.
So anyways, there's not a lot more I can say about this game. I hate that I'm never going to be able to talk about it. Maybe somebody will do a spoiler cast with me when it's done. Maybe James will want to do one because you're not going to play it still. Especially, I've told you a lot of stuff. I've spoiled a lot of stuff off the air. It's fantastic. It's easily my game of the year. It is, well, not easily, because Doom the Dark Ages, man, I wish you would play it. It's so friggin' good. Someone getting Nick? I can. You friggin' people. Nick has makeup rehearsal from 7 to 9, and I will be podcasting. This was at 10:38 this morning. I'll take him. Can one of y'all get him? Noah, I should be able to get him. And I would say, is somebody getting Nick? Well, I can. Does he get out at 9 or 9:15? Bro, it's... Poor Nick. So anyways, I don't know. It's friggin' awesome. Oh, there is stuff. I will say that there's one thing in this. So tomorrow is Elle Fanning. Elle Fanning is tomorrow. I still don't know what role she's going to play in this. Oh, I told you what I think, but the more I think about it, it's probably not going to be that. But because now I'm thinking it won't be that, it probably will be that. But anyways, her first like introduction where she actually does something, she has a cutscene in this that I just wrote down. Holy shit, that fucking ruled the entire end of chapter 6. That's all I'll say. She shows up and it's awesome. That's all I'll say. What was she in? Why did he pick her? Where did she come from?
She's Dakota's sister.
Oh, well, is she a lot younger?
She's younger. I don't know how much younger. I don't really know what she's done. I couldn't tell you a single thing she's been in, but she's been in things.
Like I knew when they announced that she... Thank you. Brad Pitt's a cool guy, too. When they said that like she was going to be in this game, I was like, oh, Elle Fanning, that's cool. But I was like, why who's Elle saying that? Like even Lea Seydoux at first, I was like,
That's another one. It's like I know the name, but I couldn't tell you anything she's done besides that.
She is an assassin in Ghost Protocol. Do you remember the fight in the Burj Khalifa?
Yeah.
Yes. That's her.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, fantastic game. I'm 70%
have you done
through. I'm gonna
any of the like photo mode stuff?
I've taken a couple of pictures, but like I thought it was gonna be this weird thing where you like tell them what to do. I was like, how weird is Kojima gonna get with this? But really, it's just you have a Polaroid picture, you have a Polaroid camera, and you say you want to take a picture, and then the three girls just do all these poses and stuff. Now it looks amazing. It looks like they're real people. It's freaking weird. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. The opening cutscene of this game, I was like, wait, is that real life or is that in the game? It's all in game, but just some of these like vistas and the way it is unbelievable. Now I don't know if it's like running in engine.
Yeah.
But it's like the prettiest cutscene I've ever seen also. Death Stranding's awesome. Get it.
Got it.
Good. Oh, boy. Only one news item, Sean. Jiminy Christmas. This happens every time. I'm falling asleep. It's already been an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm like, we got to do a bonus episode. Damn it, Kevin. All right.
Yeah.
Jesus. I can't believe that. But, okay. Let's talk about Xbox. Let's just say that. This comes from VGC. Microsoft's gaming division has confirmed it will be making a fresh round of layoffs, with the company starting to inform employees across its business of the cuts last Wednesday. According to the Seattle Times, Microsoft said that as much as 4%, or roughly 9,100 of the company's total employees across all departments, including gaming, could be affected by Wednesday's layoffs. Quote, we continue to implement organizational and workforce changes that are necessary to position the company and teams for success in a dynamic marketplace. That was written by Copilot. It says that's from a Microsoft spokesperson. That Microsoft spokesperson was Copilot. In a message sent to all staff, Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, stated that the cuts were designed to, quote, end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. That's a whole crock of horseshit. I'll just say that because it ain't a whole bunch of just management. You know who? I'll talk about management at the end. According to Bloomberg, the King division, which makes Candy Crush, is cutting 10% of its staff, or about 200 jobs. Other European offices, such as ZeniMax, have reportedly begun informing employees that job cuts are underway, with U.S. units expected to be notified later today. So this was happening in the time. Now here come all the updates. According to VGC sources, Rare has been affected, and its long in development original IP, Everwild, has been canceled. According to The Verge, the Xbox user research team has been hit hard by the layoffs, with, quote, nearly half of the team being affected. The head of Xbox Family and Child Safety has also been laid off. According to Aftermath, Blizzard is letting go the developers behind its mobile title Warcraft Rumble, with support ending for the game. I did not know
never heard of
Warcraft
it.
Rumble was a thing. And then here's the big one. Xbox has canceled its Perfect Dark reboot and closed its developer. It has been confirmed. In a statement, Xbox Game Studios' Matt Booty said the decisions, quote, reflect a broader effort to adjust priorities and focus resources to set up our teams for greater success within a changing industry landscape. According to Bloomberg, Forza Studio Turn 10 and Call of Duty support studio Raven have been effective. Jason Schreier says on Blue Sky. Tweets. So what are Blue Skies? Bleats?
Bloops.
I'm not just going to say posts. There's got to be something funny. Blue Sky. Bleats.
Bloops.
Or bloops. We'll go with that. Many of Xbox's subsidiaries are getting hit by the layoffs, including Call of Duty studios such as Raven. Big cuts at Forza Motorsport developer Turn 10. Nearly 50% of the staff was let go. Now, that's Forza Motorsport. So that's the Gran Turismo for Xbox.
Right.
Forza Horizon is the more fun open world arcade racer stuff. Also, according to Bloomberg, an unannounced MMO that was in development at ZeniMax Online has been canceled. According to Windows Central, Hideo Kojima's OD is still in development in partnership with Xbox, at least as of now. Following email was sent to all gaming employees from Phil Spencer. Today we're sharing decisions that will impact. I am so sick of hearing the word impact. They told me when I thought I was losing my job that I was impacted. That ain't an impact.
It's not
true. Wrong, but it's just like, I'm just sick of reading it. To position gaming in big capital letter for enduring success and allow us to focus on strategic growth areas, we will end or decrease work in blah, 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 in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Out of respect for those impacted today, the specific of today's negotiations, no, that's not it. Notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by your team leaders. I recognize that these changes come at a time when we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. Our platform, hardware, and game roadmap have never looked stronger. At this point, if I'm reading this, I'm gonna jump through the screen and choke the fucking shit out of Phil Spencer. The success we're seeing currently is based on tough decisions we've made previously. We must make choices now for continued success in future years, and a key part of that strategy is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities. We will protect what is thriving and concentrate effort on areas with the greatest potential, while delivering on the expectations the company has for our business. This focused approach means we can deliver exceptional games and experiences for players for generations to come. Prioritizing our opportunities is essential, but that does not lessen the significance of this moment. Simply put, we would not be where we are today without the time, energy, and creativity of those whose roles are impacted. These decisions are not a reflection of the talent, creativity, and dedication of the people involved. Our momentum is not accidental. It is the result of years of dedicated effort from our teams. Blah, blah, blah. Go fuck yourself, Phil Spencer. If I'm reading that, whether I'm staying or going, go fuck yourself. Microsoft has a market cap of over $3 trillion, making it one of the world's richest companies. In its most recent quarter, the company reported nearly $30 billion in profits. The news marks the fourth major round of layoffs at Xbox in the past 18 months. In January 23, the company confirmed it planned to lay off 10,000 employees, or 4.5% of its workforce, which included staff at Bethesda and Halo developer 343 Industries. A year later, in January 24, it was confirmed that 1,900 staff were to be laid off across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, and Xbox. This was followed in September 24 with the announcement that another 650 jobs were being cut from the gaming division. Earlier this year, it was reported that Microsoft had made an unspecified number of layoffs across several divisions, including employees in the Xbox makers, security, sales, and gaming businesses. The Xbox business is amid a period of significant change, with the company having recently adopted a multi-platform approach for its first-party games and now heavily promoting a platform-agnostic strategy for its future products. So to sum this up, the initiative has been shut down. Perfect Dark is canceled. The game that when I saw it last year at the Xbox showcase, more than any other game, I was like, holy shit, they're actually doing it. This looks friggin' awesome. I can't wait to play this. Also remember the initiative. Do you remember what they said when they created this studio? That it was going to be the first ever quadruple A.
Oh, that was them?
That was them. God. Opened 7 years ago, didn't put out a game. Perfect Dark looked awesome, but the hell with them. We're canceling them. Everwild by Rare has been canceled. Remember, in an interview just a few months ago, Phil Spencer said earlier this year that the development on the game was going great. After this happened, I didn't write his name down, but I think it's Tom Males, who had been at Rare for 35 years. He was the director of Banjo-Kazooie and Sea of Thieves. One of the best things Microsoft has done in years is Sea of Thieves. I don't care at all about it, but it's an awesome game. He said, suck on this, and he quit because of this. There's also massive layoffs happening at King and ZeniMax. Matt Firor, who was the head of ZeniMax Online Studios, confirmed that he is leaving after 20 years due to the layoffs and the cancellation of his unannounced game. He wasn't fired. He quit too. Microsoft also, it wasn't part of this, but John Romero basically let the cat out of the bag and said, yeah, Microsoft pulled funding for our game that we were working on at Romero Games. The studio's now completely closed. All 100 plus staff members are now looking for jobs. With all 100 plus staff. I think that's supposed to say losing, not listing.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Separate from this, Arcane founder and former president of Arcane said the Game Pass has been, quote, increasingly damaging to the games industry. Quote, why is no one talking about the elephant in the room, end quote.
We are.
Variety reported that every game that was shown at the Xbox Game Showcase this year is still in development and is continuing on. There's been a lot of reports that Phil Spencer might be stepping down, but Microsoft says Phil Spencer, quote, is not retiring anytime soon, end quote. What the hell? That was a lot of talking by me. Your thoughts on what the fuck just happened last week? This is insanity.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for the industry. I think it is maybe not a direct impact, your favorite word, but at least a secondary impact of Game Pass. There's not as much money flowing in. Like, it's... Yeah, Microsoft pretty much prints money, but at some point...
They want to keep printing money. They don't want to have a loss leader in Xbox.
Yeah. I don't know. That sucks for them.
All these stupid Xbots out there, these fanboys that were cheering and cheering and cheering for the Activision Blizzard takeover to go through. Are you happy now about that $70 billion that Microsoft spent? And if you're going to tell me it doesn't have anything to do with this, you're a friggin' idiot. Let me just say that. Yeah. Also, however many $billion they spent on ZeniMax and Bethesda, wasn't it like 9 million or billion or something like that?
I can't keep track.
How in the blue hell does Phil Spencer keep his job? But the people that are in the trenches, the artists that are putting everything they have into making these games, especially something like Perfect Dark, they lose their jobs. Their projects gets canceled. Phil Spencer, and I will say this, so Colin has really been saying it's probably more Matt Booty than Phil Spencer. How both and or either of these people are allowed to keep their jobs is freaking mind-boggling to me. When does the when like Sony pushed out what's his face, Jim Ryan, greenlit all these friggin' online games. We'll talk about here in a minute, but I can just say it now. Marathon's been indefinitely delayed. Like, they shoved his ass out the door. Then they had two CEOs. They had Herman Hulst, CEO over gaming or whatever they called him, and then they had Hiroki Totoki, who's the CEO of like Sony everything else.
You got the big picture stuff and the day-to-day stuff.
They were co-managers. However, Herman Hulst is still like, Sony's not putting out many games. We know they canceled however many of these online games. We don't know how much he had to do with it. It was under Jim Ryan. But he was since demoted, whether you call it that or not. Sony now just has one CEO, and he reports to that CEO. So when stuff isn't going according to plan, Sony has made changes. But Xbox, or I shouldn't even say Xbox, Microsoft, Phil Spencer just gets to keep his job. Who cares? I don't understand. Like, I know I've been critical of this guy 100 billion times in the past. But if it's this bad to where you need to lay off this many people and cancel all these projects and all this other stuff, the guy who made those decisions is Phil Spencer. When does he pay? I'm not saying I want people to lose their jobs, but honestly, he's making whatever he's making a year. If he loses his freaking job, he's going to be okay. So I don't feel bad about saying he should lose his job or Matt Booty. They'd be fine for the rest of their lives, and so will generations after them. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. They should be fired. They should be. It's ridiculous that the people that are in the trenches making these games on the front lines, whatever other cliches I can say, they're the ones that are losing their jobs. But Phil Spencer and stupid Matt Ass get to keep their jobs.
Amen.
There's nothing else to say. Now it's time for the wrap-up, Sean. Speaking of Xbox, some good news for Xbox players. Helldivers 2 is officially coming to Xbox in August. It will have cross-play with PC and PS5. It has been confirmed. Colin had to eat shit on this because he said there's no way it'll ever come to Xbox. And in my head, I'm thinking, it's a bigger hit than they thought it was going to be.
I didn't think it would either, but
they made a lot of money on it. Why not make more?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like putting God of War or The Last of Us on Xbox. You know,
Right.
They don't even own this. They own the IP, but they don't own the team. So it's like, whatever. Arrowhead or whatever they're called, they're still separate. It has been confirmed officially that the Switch 2 beat the PS4 as having the biggest launch week of a video game console in U.S. history with 1.1 million units sold.
And 1.1 games available.
They said... They might have said staggering. I don't think they said staggering, but it was a word like that. But I'll just say a staggering 80% of Switch 2 owners also bought Mario Kart World.
I don't understand how
No
it's
shit.
not 95%.
Why would you not? Why is it not 100?
What are you playing?
Do you remember back at the beginning, Breath of the Wild had a more than 1-to-1 attach rate on Switch? More Breath of the Wilds had been sold for Switch than Switches. Because it was so impossible to get those things. Like I can remember talking about on here, they've sold more Breath of the Wilds on Switch than they have sold Switches. That's crazy.
But that doesn't even. But why?
Because you walk into a store and you just buy it. Because you can't get your Switch, but you know you're going to get one eventually.
Oh, I see.
You know what I
you're
mean?
saying.
Yeah.
So you buy the game. Okay.
More people bought the game. There was a time where more people had Breath of the Wild than Switches had been sold.
Maybe they just bought it to lick the cartridge.
And give each other COVID. Actually, that would have been appropriate back then. Well, no, not 2017. Nintendo has finally confirmed that the Donkey Kong Bonanza development team is, quote, the same team as Super Mario Odyssey, end quote. I hate this. Do you?
I mean,
It's good for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to look on the bright side. I mean, unless you're just absolutely not going to get Donkey Kong. If you're upset that we don't get an Odyssey 2 or whatever the next Mario game would be, okay. But as good as that game could have been, that's probably how good Donkey Kong is going to be in its place. So, I don't know.
We'll see. There was also a Donkey Kong Bananarama Direct where we get to see Child Pauline will be alongside Donkey Kong. I didn't watch this yet, so I didn't even know she was in this. But then people on GameScoop were talking like, there's all these, if you go, remember all the theories and stuff with Metal Gear Solid 5 and Gray Fox and all this shit? There's a lot of people that think this is like a prequel to the entire Mario series because she's a kid. Because it's Pauline in Donkey Kong 1. that he has kidnapped. It's not Princess
I
Peach or
forgot
anything.
about that.
That's Pauline. And she's a grown-ass woman then. And she's a little baby here.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense, but also, like, I mean, do we really care? This is not like the rich lore of Mario, but I just think it's funny. There are Bonanza transformations where you get different powers. There's challenge course ruins. There are different ability and outfit unlocks. You can do 2-player mode where your little kid can play as Pauline and just like throw bananas or something. I forget. And Amiibo are coming out. So are you officially sold on this? Do you think you're definitely getting it?
I wouldn't say definite.
Is it next week?
It's not.
Is it the 16th? Because that's next Thursday. That would make sense.
Next Wednesday.
Or maybe when, yeah.
I'm like 80% certain I'm getting. I mean, I feel like unless the reviews come out and it's terrible, I don't see how I don't get this game.
And I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Marathon, as I said earlier, has been officially delayed. A new date will be announced this fall, along with updates on their progress. That game, I don't think it's ever coming out.
I doubt it.
They've got to just cut bait. Man, this live service bullshit. Neil Druckmann confirmed on Twitter that he will not be back for The Last of Us Season 3. He is fully focused on Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. When I see this game, because I always just think of it as Intergalactic, but when I see it all written out, I'm like, oh yeah, this was one of those where you could mash up any and all of those words. You could have called it Heretic, the Intergalactic Prophet. You could have called it
Prophet, the Intergalactic Heretic.
Exactly. Heretic, the Intergalactic Prophet. You know, like, it's just so funny. The name is so stupid.
Heretic Prophet, Intergalactic.
Or Intergalactic. I tried to make a joke and make fun of Kevin, but instead I farted out my mouth. I do wonder, by the time this comes out, I almost think it's just going to be called Intergalactic. Planetary.
Yeah, probably.
Mark Cerny says PS5 Pro is getting major, quote, replacement for the current SSR and, quote, upscaling technology next year and will be powered by AMD. It's so crazy that, like, because these machines are using AI to upscale and PCs are doing that and stuff too, that like now it's like they can upgrade my PS5 Pro by upgrading the software.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so cool. We'll see when it happens. Capcom has said that Resident Evil 9 Requiem started out as an online game, quote, but we realized the fans didn't want that.
Good.
They did do a gameplay video reveal showing the first and third person camera perspectives. Did you see this at all?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe this is out in February. I'm so stoked. A little too stoked.
A little too rough.
Virtuous, the port studio that is working on Metal Gear Solid Delta, says the Switch 2 power is comparable to the Xbox Series S. And they also say, quote, any game shipping at 60 frames per second on the Series S should easily be able to be ported to Switch 2. Cool.
Yeah.
Of course, third-party games are selling horribly on Switch 2 right now. But that'll change, I think. I don't really know, but I think it will. Final Fantasy IX today released a 25th anniversary video. I mean, Final Fantasy didn't do it. Square Enix released a 25th anniversary video for Final Fantasy IX. There's still no word on the remake happening, though. I forget. Did you play 9?
I never finished it. I played it.
You liked 8 better, right?
I never played 8. Oh, I played 8.
Didn't 8 have the gunblade thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet weapon, but other than that, nothing really stuck out to me about that game.
EA Sports is teasing that in addition to college football, they're also bringing back college basketball. 2K Sports then followed up with a tweet saying they are, quote, the undisputed home of basketball gaming. So basically they said, we're going to make one too. Is that okay?
I don't know. You think that's what they're saying?
Yeah.
You think they're both going to make a college basketball game?
Yeah.
I don't.
Leslie Benzies. He says that, quote, internal and external saboteurs, end quote, caused the issues with Mind's Eye. I watched Angry Joe's hour-long review on this while I was folding laundry this weekend. God bless that man for playing through that game and beating it. Some of the stuff he shows. Have you seen videos of this game? Like, I'd only seen little tiny things until I watched his review. It is insane. It is insane that, like, I remember when the first trailer dropped for this and I knew it was Leslie Benzies was producing it. I was like, holy shit, this is going to be awesome. It is not. Cut to Ron Howard. Stellar Blade is being rumored to be headed to Switch 2 after it did so great on PC. Spoiler alert, it did so great on PC because you're all a bunch of horn dogs. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots has a release date of September 5th. If you pre-order, you can get an early unlock to play as Pac-Man. You can still play as Pac-Man during the game, but you have to earn it. Thoughts? How does a big circle face hit a golf ball?
It's offensive.
Circle face. Drag X Drive, which is the wheelchair basketball game, has a release date for Switch 2, August 14th. This game is going to bomb.
Yes.
Super Mario Strikers has been announced, or it was announced, that it is the 4th GameCube game coming to Switch Online. Have you tried GameCube yet? I still haven't tried it.
I fired up Wind Waker just to see.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me that.
It looks very much like a game. I mean, it's exactly what you would expect. I'd like to think I'm going to play this. I loved that game.
That's what I thought.
Now what they really need to do is add Mario Baseball.
They will, yeah.
Because I will be all over that. But I got this game. This game was like maybe a year or so after Baseball. And it was a lot of fun. It wasn't quite as good, but I'm looking forward to getting back into that.
Sweet. And we finally have a good month of PS Plus Essentials games. This is the best month in a very long time, I will say that. I said June, but it's actually July. Well, I said June on here. I think I said July up there.
I don't know.
Up there. I meant in my mouth, out of my mouth. The games are Diablo 4, King of Fighters 15, and Jusant.
I downloaded Diablo.
I did too.
I haven't played it, but
I want to play it. Oh, that was the other thing I didn't even say. You didn't even ask because you're too busy farting around with your stupid game that just plays itself.
and my farts.
And your farts. Am I going to get the platinum? I don't know. I never, even when I did the director's cut for the first Death Stranding, I was like, I can't do it but even like just making the stupid deliveries in this is so much fun. You get an awesome, I don't want to spoil it because you get another mode of transportation in addition to your bike and your big truck thing that if you would have given me 100 guesses, I never would have guessed that's the mode of transportation. It's amazing when it happens to you about midway through the game. You're going to be like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing ever. But that's it for this episode, Sean. Until the next time, Sean. I don't know why I did the first time. Go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing, Sean.